Before the rise of empires, before modern nations, there stood a city that dared to trust the human mind. This is ancient Athens, a land of marble and sunlight, where ideas were valued as highly as power, and words could shape the fate of a city. Here, citizens debated in open squares. Laws were decided by raised hands. And philosophy was not written in books. It was spoken, questioned, and challenged in the streets.
How much for these olives?
Athens gave the world democracy.
I'll take 2 baskets.
But it also revealed its deepest contradictions. And from this city of freedom and thought emerged a man who would question democracy itself.
Our destiny. Citizens!
A stunning beginning. The man who questioned the crowd. In ancient Athens, sunlit streets, noisy marketplaces, passionate debates echoing through public squares. This was the birthplace of democracy, a system where citizens proudly ruled themselves. And yet, from within this very system rose a man who dared to ask a dangerous question. Can the rule of the people exist without the rule of wisdom? His name was Socrates. He owned no school, wrote no books, held no office. Still, his thoughts would shake Athens to its core. The same democracy that celebrated free speech would one day silence him forever. To understand why Socrates distrusted democracy, we must first understand who Socrates was, where he came from, and how a simple childhood shaped one of history's greatest philosophical minds. The birth of Socrates, humble origins in a powerful city. Socrates was born around 469 BCE in Athens during its golden age. While Athens was rich in art, politics, and military power, Socrates himself was born into modest circumstances. His father, Sophroniskis, was a stonemason or sculptor, someone who worked with his hands carving shapes from raw stone. His mother, Phaenarete, was a midwife, helping bring new life into the world. Socrates would later say that his mother's profession deeply influenced his philosophy. Just as a midwife helps deliver a child, Socrates believed his role was to help people give birth to ideas. He did not claim to teach knowledge. He helped others discover it within themselves.
Then let us begin.
Childhood conditions, growing up without privilege. Socrates did not grow up surrounded by luxury or elite education. Unlike aristocratic children trained in politics and power, young Socrates lived a simple, disciplined life. He observed hard work, poverty, and struggle from an early age. This shaped his belief that true virtue does not come from wealth. Moral strength matters more than social status. Wisdom is independent of comfort. Physically, Socrates was described as unattractive, short, stocky, with a broad nose and bulging eyes. In a society that admired physical beauty, this made him an outsider. Instead of resenting it, Socrates embraced it. He believed the soul mattered more than appearance. Education without a classroom. There is no evidence that Socrates received formal education from famous teachers. Most of his learning came from listening to conversations in public spaces, observing human behavior, questioning poets, craftsmen, soldiers, and politicians. Athens itself became his classroom. He noticed something strange. Those who claimed to know the most, politicians, judges, speakers, often understood the least. This realization planted the seed of his lifelong mission: to expose ignorance disguised as knowledge. From soldier to thinker, discipline and courage. Socrates was not just a thinker, he was also a soldier. He fought bravely in battles such as Potidaea, Delium, Amphipolis. Accounts describe him as fearless, disciplined, and mentally resilient, even in extreme hardship. This military experience strengthened his belief that self-control and reason must rule human life, not fear or emotion. The awakening. I know that I know nothing. A turning point came when the Oracle of Delphi declared, "No man is wiser than Socrates." Instead of celebrating, Socrates was disturbed. He set out to disprove the oracle by questioning those considered wise. What he discovered shocked him. They spoke confidently, but could not define justice, virtue, or truth. Socrates concluded, "True wisdom is knowing the limits of one's knowledge." This humility would define his philosophy and his conflict with democracy.
People of this great assembly, hear my words.
Democracy in Athens. Power without wisdom. Athenian democracy was a direct democracy. Citizens voted directly on laws, war, and justice. But citizenship was limited to free adult men born in Athens. Most importantly, no education or moral training was required to rule. To Socrates, this was deeply troubling. Democracy placed power in the hands of those who might, be guided by emotion, be manipulated by rhetoric, mistake confidence for knowledge. The danger of persuasion, sophists, and the crowd. Athens admired powerful speakers known as sophists. They taught how to win arguments, not how to seek truth. Socrates opposed them fiercely. He believed democracy rewarded popular lies over uncomfortable truths, emotional speeches over rational thought, and majority opinion over moral correctness. In such a system, wisdom rarely wins.
Citizens, hear me. The time for action is now. We must rise and seize. You would have us cower? I urge caution, not fear. Caution is a chain, then break it wisely. You have betrayed us all! I have done no such thing. Lies! The people see the truth! Then let them judge.
The trial of Socrates. Democracy judges wisdom. In 399 BCE, Socrates was charged with corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods. His jury consisted of 500 ordinary citizens. Socrates refused to flatter them. He refused to beg for mercy. He defended philosophy itself. By majority vote, democracy sentenced him to death. To Socrates, this confirmed his fear. The majority can be wrong. Plato's warning. Democracy leads to tyranny. Socrates himself wrote nothing, but his student Plato preserved his ideas and took them further. In The Republic, Plato describes democracy as a system that encourages unlimited freedom, rejects discipline and expertise, and elevates desire over reason. Eventually, Plato argues, democracy collapses. The people grow tired of chaos. They demand a strong leader, and from that desire, a tyrant is born. Plato believed this happened because democracy fails to educate citizens in wisdom. This fear began with Socrates. Did Socrates hate democracy, or did he fear its weakness? It would be wrong to say Socrates hated freedom. He hated ignorance with power. He hated systems where truth depends on popularity. Socrates did not want rule by kings or tyrants. He wanted rule by the wise, a society where leaders are trained in ethics, self-control, and reason. Democracy, as practiced in Athens, failed to meet that standard.
He did not hate democracy. He feared what it could become without wisdom.
Why Socrates still matters today? Socrates' critique is uncomfortable, even now, in a world of viral misinformation, emotional politics, and loud opinions overpowering expertise. His questions return.
What if we focus
Should
on
every
sustainability?
opinion carry equal weight? Can truth survive popularity contests? Does freedom without wisdom destroy itself? Socrates doesn't give easy answers. He forces us to think. And that, perhaps, is why democracy once silenced him. Final thought. The man democracy could not tolerate. Socrates did not die because he hated democracy. He died because democracy could not tolerate a man who questioned it. His life reminds us of a dangerous truth. A system is only as strong as the wisdom of its people, and without wisdom, even democracy can fail. That is why Socrates stood against it. Conclusion. From stone and silence to eternal thought, Socrates began life as the son of a stonemason and a midwife. He grew up without privilege, beauty, or power. Yet through discipline, questioning, and courage, he became the most dangerous man in Athens, not because he carried weapons, but because he carried questions. Socrates did not hate democracy. He feared a world where ignorance governs wisdom. His life reminds us, without wise citizens, even the freest system can destroy its greatest minds. And that is why Socrates still speaks to us, more than 2,000 years later. Friends, if you like this video, please like and subscribe this video and share to others. Thank you for watching and see you in the next time with some other topic.